What's up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video. Today I am causing some drama. So apparently our boy Wings of Redemption streamed earlier today, and he just decided he wanted to give his views on Chris Chan, DSP, and a whole host of other things. So the video is mostly about DSP, of course, but there is a little bit in there about Chris Chan, so I'll let that slide and review it. But ooh, it was spicy. And then right after this video, I have a response from DSP. So let's tune in.
Honestly, thoughts on Chris Chan getting felony charges? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the most about Chris Chan other than like he's like on the hook for statutory rape of his mother.
I love when he says he doesn't know anything about any of these locales, but then knows everything.
Which I think he's in one of the Virginias. He's either Western or regular Virginia. And whatever state that is, incest is illegal. So he has two charges. He has incest and he has statutory rape. And maybe a third charge of elderly abuse. You know. So like, I think it's pretty common to say that if you have those kind of charges, you're going to go to trial.
Wayne sure knows a lot about that type of stuff.
He's legitimately mentally ill. Like he's not even like playing around. It's not like, you know, like me for example. Like the whole meme is like I got 62 IQ. Chris Chan might actually be a 62 IQ person.
Yeah, just be careful there, pimp. You don't want to sound like you're defending a someone that, you know, is being charged with what he's being charged with. So I know you like to skate that line and always like to be a contrarian and be the devil's advocate, but you know, there's some devils you don't want to advocate for. So just be careful, pimp.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's a weird gray area.
No, there's nothing gray about it. He'll be reviewed to see if he's mentally competent to stand trial, and if he isn't, then you know the courts will proceed. More than likely, he'll probably get institutionalized if he is found to not be mentally capable. You know, he'll be put in some type of institution for God knows how long, and hopefully he can get rehabilitated. If not, he'll stand trial and go to jail if he's found guilty.
Hey T. Hey T.
Like honestly, this pimp really needs to have a little bit of background music playing or something like that, because he's always so quiet. I don't understand why he never plays a little bit of music. Like my streams, I usually have a little bit of background music with just a beat, and it just makes the stream flow so much smoother.
Like, wasn't somebody trying to like fix Chris Chan up with like a girlfriend, and then he passed that girl up for his own mother?
Again, I follow a little bit of Chris Chan, and I don't even know this, and you know this, and claim not to know anything. So, what is a pimp?
Was that a thing? So that feels like that was a thing, right? To be fair, to be honest, right? If he actually did, like, diddle his own mother, his standards has to be fucking low. Cause isn't his mother like an 80-year-old like Alzheimer's patient? Kyle, I'm 100% with you there, dude. I prefer the linear experience over Elden Ring's open world experience.
Alright, Pim, sorry about that. So, I think this is where he gets actually into DSP. So, let's hear.
No, I don't follow Chris Chan's shit like that. Leon, it's not about like are things a scam or not. It's more about, you know, some people have certain type of addictive personalities. You got me with a crossbow bolt. Well, the whole thing I was trying to get at is like the simple answer is just don't drink. You won't be an alcoholic. But like it's a lot more complex than that.
All right, right here he's talking about our boy DSP and his, little issue with hitting the sauce one too many times, and he starts getting into the whole WWE, so it's getting spicy.
You got chemical balances, you got body cravings, you got willpower, you got internal trauma. There's a whole slew of things that go into why somebody drinks, right? Because a lot of people drink to cover up the pain, right? They don't want to be lucid enough to realize what kind of situation their life is in, or have to think about something. And Phil, wow. And I don't know I don't know this for sure, but like outside looking in, it looks like Phil gets drunk and plays gacha games, and while he's drinking and playing gacha games, it kind of like makes him make bad choices, like spend $110.99 over and over and over again.
I'm not sure what that figure is from, but I'm assuming he's talking about the $16.61 from PayPal.
But I don't have no ill will, and I'm not gonna sit here create videos or talk shit. I mean, like, I understand it. I've wanted it so fucking bad. I've seen Dark Alliance 2. I looked for it last night, and they said it was like $60, and it's supposed to be hard right now. Like I've watched a couple of Phil videos on my chat. Like people like paid me to like react to some of Phil's videos, and like since then my YouTube pops a Phil video up every now and then. So apparently he's having a bad week. I've learned this from like thumbnails.
All right, pimp, you're lying. You watch troll. So you're lying, pimp. You're watching the Detractors, although you claim you don't. Just like DSP claims that they don't watch the Detractor channels. You can't get that type of information from just looking at a thumbnail, pimp. So I'm calling it now. Our boy Liquid Richard is watching duty streams, because that's where you go to get all of the DSP information. So big ups, Rich. Do me a favor though. You should shout me out on your videos though. Peace out.
And a lot of people get overjoyed by somebody else's suffering, and like if you do that, if you find yourself like sitting in your room being happy that somebody else is suffering in the world, you should probably reevaluate your life. That's not something that's conducive to being a healthy, happy person. There's a saying, cutting somebody else's light off doesn't make your light shine any brighter. Whether Phil or not deserves, it isn't your call, right?
Want you to say it's not our call. I disagree with you, Richard. I disagree with you because if you are a public figure posting on YouTube, right? So you're putting yourself out there, you're essentially a public figure. The second issue here is that, just like you, Phil makes his living off of donations, people watching his content, and so on. So his viewers that support him, and even says it himself that he says he's not supported by any company, he doesn't have any sponsors, he calls himself crowdfunded by individuals that watch him. When that occurs, those individuals, those people, and the people that watch his content do have a say. They do have a say because they pay for his living, his lifestyle, his bills, everything. So I disagree with you, pimp.
If you're unhappy with the way somebody is, dealing the hand that they're dealt, don't watch them. Don't watch it. Don't interact. Because if you find yourself like reveling in somebody else's sorrow, that makes you a bad person. Like, you sure it just couldn't be just 5 slow days? Because honestly, I don't play WWE Champions, and there's days I don't get donations either. I understand that you feel like Phil wronged you, but you're actually letting him win by putting so much effort into his life.
Ah, a big pimp daddy here is trying to use reverse psychology, and the reason why he's saying this is because he's trying to make you think that maybe watching him and being a detractor of Wings, you're wasting your life as well. So, nice try, pimp.
I don't agree with DSP being a trash human being. I don't agree with that at all. And the reason I don't agree with that is, has he done, scummy things? Sure. I'll agree to that.
It sounds like a sneak diss, pimp.
But there's so much worse out there in life. So much worse.
Now, sorry, pimp. Just because there are terrible things in the world that may be more terrible, it still doesn't. It's still not an excuse or a valid excuse for what you and Phil do. So, no, this is YouTube. We're talking about YouTube. We're talking about, locals that beg for money. So, we're viewers of your content, so we have a right to criticize.
Take a guy playing video games and,
like you,
and, is the epitome of evil and what's wrong with this planet. This world's going to shock you when you're actually out in it.
No one is saying that. No one is calling for congressional hearings. No one's calling the police and saying you need to arrest this individual because he's the most person in the world. No one is doing that, pimp. Some of us are making videos. Some of us are viewing his content and making comments on his stream. Some of us are advising other people not to contribute to him or you, and that's the extent of it. Now, mind you, there are a small group of individuals that take it to the extreme and do things that are not legal and not cool, and the vast majority of the community believe that's not right. I myself included. Illegal shit to you, Phil, that's not cool. Don't do that stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to troll, make a video, not donate, that's all fine and dandy. But, you need to stop equating what we're doing to Phil and you to, people like, serial killers and that stuff. It's totally different.
You know what? I need to level my mace up before I go down there. I just admitted that, like it's some crime. Like I've said before, and I spoke out of it before. I thought it was morally wrong what DSP did with his taxes, right? But I understand it because he's a person suffering from an addiction. But
okay, that's what he finds morally wrong, is not paying taxes. As far as I know, you didn't pay all your taxes last year. You deferred your taxes, which means for, because of financial reasons, you took advantage of the COVID laws that had to pass, to give kind of taxpayers some breathing room. You decided to defer your taxes, and now you're struggling to pay them, so hopefully you can. But, that was terrible of Phil, but I know a lot worse. There are way worse things that Phil did other than the taxes.
But me, as a person, it's not my job to police him. That's his wife's job. That's between him and his wife and maybe a therapist.
Nah, pimp. Not when you're a public figure on YouTube and you make a living off of tips and donations. That, if he was just streaming and working off of ad revenue and that was it, okay, then you might have an argument. But he specifically tells everyone that he's crowdfunded, that the only true money that, the only way he makes a living is through the charitable donations from his viewers. So, yeah.
And honestly, do you think
Like
people going
seriously,
into
like he's been
DSP's
sneak
chat
dissing all fucking stream. Like why? Why? Like I never
and
did
they're
anything
talking
to you.
about WWE champions is going to make him change? Normally, when you corner somebody, they just clam up.
Exactly. They clam up and they didn't, or yeah. So you either do a couple things. You clam up and not talk about it, which is what DSP is doing. You lie about it, or you just admit it and ask, make an apology, or try to smooth it out. So the tack he's taking, the tack Phil is taking on the whole WWE champion thing, is just, that's fine if that's what he's going to do, but I'm going to pressure him. So is several thousand other people that are following and commenting and watching and so on. They're going to keep the pressure up. They ain't going to let it go, because they know that Phil's a scammer. He's a cheater. He's scamming people out of money. And until DSP either leaves YouTube, or he changes his ways, which I don't ever foresee, I'm not gonna stop. And Pimp, just to let you know, you've been going on a bit of a begging spree yourself. So you continue that stuff. I may have to start hitting you a bit harder with the whole begging for donations. Okay, you're not as bad as Phil, but still, watch that line, Pimp. All right, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Peace out.